gram to mole conversion. We are going from grams of a substance into moles of a substance. And our given is 73.0 grams of potassium. So when we set up our factor label, what's going to go in this first box? 73.0 grams of potassium. Okay, what units and what chemical will go down here to cancel? Somebody in black or gray? What units and what chemical will go down here to cancel? Grams of potassium.
It's not just grams.
No, you always have to have the unit and the chemical.
They always go together.
You're going to keep the unit and the chemical, yeah, because we'll get to problems where you're switching chemicals, so I want you to get in that habit. Okay, now, we're going into moles. What units and what chemical do we need to have up here? Moles of potassium. Okay, so is there a relationship between moles and grams? They're not the same thing, but there's a relationship. That relationship is given by molar mass. So, 1 mole of potassium is how many moles of potassium? It's the molar mass. You'll need to look at your periodic table. No? 39.10. So go ahead and do your multiplication, do your division, do whatever you need to do. What's your raw number? Somebody in red or orange. We'll go back to the reds and orange. You know what, I haven't heard from everybody in black and gray yet. David, what's your raw number?
1.867.
And when I mean raw number, I mean raw number. 1.867007673. What are my units? Moles. What's the chemical I'm talking about here? Potassium. Now, when I say you have to put your whole raw number down, when we start doing larger calculations, you keep that whole raw number until you get to the very last step. So you use that whole raw number in all your calculations. You only round to sig figs at the very final step. So in this case, we're at the final step. So how many sig figs can we have? Hold up fingers. Most of you are saying 3. Good. 3. So that means we can keep to there, and we're going to round based on this. What's our final answer? 1.87 moles of potassium. Okay, so the critical things to remember, just like with doing SI conversions, your units, and in this case your units and your chemical, are going to be the same in that first box as they are down here, so that they cancel. So units cancel, grams of potassium cancels. What we're left with here should be the units that we're in. Okay? Clear? So that's a gram to mole conversion. Now, let's do mole to gram. So, 44.3 moles of lead. Okay. 43 moles of lead. I don't want any lead on my peanut butter sandwich. That's how you remember lead. I don't want any lead on my peanut butter sandwich. Okay. How many grams is 43 moles of lead? How many grams of lead is this? So now we're doing a mole to gram conversion, looking at GMA. So what's going to go in our very first box to start us off? Dylan. 4.3 moles of lead. Okay, what units, what chemical go down here to cancel, Clay? Units and chemical. moles because we have to cancel it. So moles of lead. Okay, we want to be in grams of lead. What units and what chemical are going to go here? Grams of lead. Okay, is there a relationship between grams and moles? And that relationship is given by molar mass. So let's look at your periodic table. What's the molar mass of lead? Heavy. Tomorrow I'm going to give you the 10 commandments of unit conversion. One of them is, thou shalt not put any number except 1 in front of moles unless it's a given. 1 mole of lead is equal to 207.20 grams of lead. Okay, how many grams of lead in 4.3 moles of lead? Josh? You have a raw number yet?
Oh, no.
Okay. Punch buttons. Punch buttons. Shannon, you hide really well. You hide right behind Clay from where I'm standing and I forget to pick on you. You got a raw number yet? 890.96. Yeah. 890.96. And what are my units in chemical? Grams of lead. Because moles of lead cancel. Okay, now how many sig figs can I have? Hold up fingers. 2. 2 sig figs. Which means this, and this is going to round based on that third number. So my final answer is what? You can all say it. I think you all know it. Yeah, 890 grams of lead. Okay, those are your first 2 kinds of conversions. Grams to moles, moles to grams.